Hey y'all, something just occurred to me. I am starting a new project and I forgot to say anything about it. There's been this Riverside Lambretta floating around, and it was belonged to some guy who was going to do his project. He never got around to it. So one of my club mates got it, and he had it for a while, and he never got around to it. And so he sold it to another club mate for what he paid for it. And he eventually decided that he was never going to get around to it. And so now it has made its way to me. And so, unlike the others, I'm getting around to it. And so it's a 125. I got it. It was completely seized up. Not that it really matters, because I will do something with the motor that really doesn't involve a whole lot of stock parts. The flywheel nut is stuck on, but in the course of trying to get that off, just hammering it with my my impact wrench, I managed to get the cylinder to free up, and we can see, I mean, it had no spark plug in it. It's pretty gummed up. That's old dyno two-stroke, I'm sure. So this thing's absolutely covered in mud and rocks and crap and everything else. And so I kind of started getting the worst of it off. We can see up into the bore. That's pretty cruddy. And the piston was, like I said, stuck. That's freed up now. The flywheel nut is still stuck. We'll come back to it once I maybe try getting a little heat on it to go with the PP blaster. Rear hub spins. This is also crudded up. I don't even know. I mean, I guess the clutch lever sort of moves, so we'll see. Yeah, gear shift, barely, but that's hard to say. Somebody resprayed this at some point, and so as a result, it's not the original Riverside blue. But the good news is that way nobody can shame me or hate on me for being like, screw it, I'm going to just make this bad boy my own. A lot of cool original parts. The leg shield and the mud guard are in amazing shape. Like, I'm going to barely have to do anything with these. There's like one little thing here, but I mean, like, for being such a, redheaded stepchild for so many years, this thing is actually in really amazing condition bodywork wise. So yeah, that's kind of where this thing is at. And so I'm just going to get after it. This thing, the engine bolt, that was brutal. It was to hammer it back and forth until finally it would come loose and I could get it out with a punch. But yeah, so I think this will be a fun little project. See where it goes. Let's see what's in here. There it goes. It's cracking loose. A lot easier if I had a kickstart lever. Oh, there we go. Okay, that doesn't look so good. It's pretty worn. I'm telling you, that actually does not look terrible, all things considered. Good, look at all the schmutz down there in the bottom. Let's see. I am pleasantly surprised. I was not expecting this. Man, look at this clutch. Something bad happened there. And the funny thing is, I don't see, there's not like a whole bunch of evidence of other things, but man, something bad happened. Little closing note here. I'm not going to be doing a ton with the engine for right now. My goal for the moment is just do enough triage that I can start to figure out what the budget for it is going to have to look like in terms of reusable parts. I'll probably do a little bit of restoration, rust recovery, maybe a video about that, since that's always a challenge. I got the flywheel off, sort of. It was not coming. And so I finally chose violence. It had broken fins, it was all gummed up, rusted out. I don't feel bad about this. And it was the only way it was gonna happen, honestly. Looking forward to getting into the body, getting it torn down, getting it set up for paint. Current plan is the original Riverside baby blue. Nothing funky this time around. And so going for something that's gonna have sort of a classic look resto mod. Should be a fun project. My original timeline was trying to have this thing done by Lambretta Jamboree. And if I had actually taken possession when I agreed back in like December, then that might have been realistic. As it is, I think that's probably a bit aggressive. Never know, I did the VBB in 2 months. So it's not outside the realm of possibility, but it's also getting to be in like good riding season and everything else. Either way, should be some good stuff coming along. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun project.